My name is Kenneth Ntende, and welcome back to the Ultimate Sales course. Now, in this segment of the course, we'll be dealing with handling objection. Now, not every seller is straightforward. Yes, some are going to go like this, and others, sometimes you're going to find hard-headed clients. Sometimes you're going to find people who try to push back. Some people who feel like they know more than you. Some people who feel like, I'm from a big company, you're from that small company, so why should I pay attention to you? Yes, so in this segment, we're going to teach you exactly how do you go about managing that. I'll give you some live examples so that you know how exactly to structure your sales process in that step. So let's get started. All right, so from my experience, the best way of handling objection comes in what they call the 3 F's. Feel, felt, and found. Yes, in some scenarios, someone is going to say, after saying all this, that why should I pay attention to you? Why should I go ahead and do exactly what you're telling me to do right now? The first step is feel. Feel is not necessarily feel in that traditional context. It's trying to show empathy. It's trying to show them that you understand. You understand where they're coming from. Make sure you have lines like, oh, I also understand. I feel like, yes, I get you. I get why you would caution that, why you would ask me such a question, because if I were in your shoes, I would want to ask the same questions. Use things like, other people felt the same way. So the second step is felt. Now, felt is not necessarily felt in the traditional sense, but rather try to show them that this is not the first objection that you've encountered. Other people felt the same way. I personally felt a certain way towards the product. Client X, who's probably a bigger company than you, felt the same line. You're now conditioning them towards, number one, I first of all feel the empathy. If I were in your shoes, I would have done the same. Second step, you've showed that other people who were in the same situation felt a certain way about that. That is when you come to point number 3, which is the found, which is the conclusion, more or less. But after determining this, that, I was also able to change this person's mind. I personally got converted to start believing in this product. So as an example, if you're selling digital marketing services to a company, and that company so happens that its founder is an old gentleman, one that doesn't actually believe in social media on grounds of what the person has seen, that's going to be a hard sell in the first place. Reach out to them. Of course, they're going to have their objections. They're going to have so many things as to why they are not on Facebook, as to why they are not on Twitter, as to why they are not there. First thing you're going to do is understand. Talk to them, be empathetic, that I understand, given that this and this, given that I know these things have just come in, they are new things, they are new developments, you are able to survive before they come in. First, have that empathy towards them, show them that you understand where they are coming from. Then step number 2 is try to show them that, you know what, even other companies, you could use an example of someone in the same industry, someone X, actually doing exactly what you're doing, thought the same. What this is going to do, it's going to trigger something in his head that, okay, now, what? Yes, they felt this way, but what happened? What converted them towards the end? That is the second F, which is felt. I personally felt the same. Now, if I hadn't seen the opportunities that had come out for me, I wouldn't be bringing this up to you. So you're naturally beginning to convert them into someone that wants to pay attention. The final step is what you found. Give them the findings. Once this gentleman, who does exactly what you're doing, started using our services, he got to notice that the number of people in the younger generation he was attracting that were actually giving him money quadrupled. Yes. Now, this is something that would naturally bias the person towards thinking, okay, now I might actually be missing out on something. Yes, you've first of all understood the situation he was in. You've given a perfect example of someone who was exactly like him that didn't believe. And this person has all these results that have genuinely showed. on grounds of just that little change. So that is the best way of handling objection. Of course, in some scenarios, yes, someone might be quite big-headed and utterly reject whatever you're suggesting. That doesn't mean that you now get angry at them. Allow whatever they have suggested. But in my personal opinion, that is how best to manage objections.